Hello, my name is Jonathan Lomax, and my thesis is going to be on the progression of feminism in the US in the social and political movement. I will focus on the past, the present, and how it has evolved over time. And this is a form of political, sociological, and historical point of view. I chose this because women are still culturally considered less and have a lower status than men in politics and in the workplace. And I want to measure their progress and how hard they have worked to get to where they are at this current moment. My scholarly source is going to be Betty Friedman, and it's the three waves of feminism. A main factor for that article was she basically was a American feminist, a writer, a leading factor in the women's movement in the U.S. She was a big major part of the second wave, and she also founded the National Organization of Women in 1966. She was a co-founder for that. That's a major part. Number six, feminism describes cultural and economic movements that aim to establish rights and legal protection for women. I found that to be the most, the thesis of what she was trying to say in that article. So that's the main part, was she's trying to break down each wave and then also tell you how each part of it is linked to each wave that in the progression of it. Number seven would be 2 to 3 main points from the article. Well, basically, when you're reading this article, the main parts to understand would be the waves, the different types of waves. So the first wave basically promoted equal contract property rights for women. So it was equal rights to property and equal things. So that was probably one of the quicker waves. And then it led into the second wave, which was focused on equality and discrimination. Then what happened was the second wave was not as it didn't work as well because there was still a backlash to it. They got a few of what they wanted to achieve done, but not overall everything. So then they had to create the third wave, which was in response to the failure of the second wave, and they were still fighting for equality as well as discrimination. And then number 8. Well, the main question that I was trying to focus on when I was thinking about this was why didn't the second wave achieve all the goals, and what made the third wave more effective? And the question I kind of asked myself was it that they broadened their issues that they were focusing on, or was it that they focused more on one issue? So from that progression, from that article from Betty Friedman, the main focus is going to be each wave, and that's kind of what I'm getting at when I'm talking about my paper. I'm going to focus really on how the waves and the progression of feminism through the years. So it's not from I kind of want to see the building blocks to where we are now versus what it used to be in the past. And I feel like it's a very important topic because, as I said earlier, is basically culturally women still have a lot of things to overcome, even in nowadays, according to pay and politics and everything else, there's still just a bunch of inequalities that need to be attended to, and people need to see that it's still realistic. Also later in the paper, I'm going to focus on a few other important factors to each wave, because it's very important to know the background and the who kind of set the tempo for the whole movement. So it's kind of just going to be a progression of just each step and how we got there and the times that we got there. But yeah, that's going to be my paper, and thank you for listening. Yeah.